The Hindu editorial date 21st of September, 2021. Topic: Fund and faculty count in higher education rankings. The new edition of the National Institutional Ranking Framework highlights the huge gap between the best and the rest. Context: the 6th edition of the National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF, for higher education was released by the Union Minister of Education on September 9, 2021. Ranking may offer many advantages. Its signaling impact may aid students, professors, and prospective employers in deciding which colleges to apply to. Help other universities to form partnerships to improve the prospects of obtaining research funding and to hire on specific universities. It may encourage institutions to compete, resulting in an overall improvement in their quality. Ranking confers benefits like as autonomy, the ability to offer open and remote learning programs, and the ability to collaborate with foreign universities to identify areas for improvement and then work proactively to eliminate those flaws, so ensuring quality and promoting excellence. This would help to reduce the current disparity between the best and the rest of the higher education institutions. Twofold functions of a good university. Universities should not only provide high-quality knowledge dissemination, skill development, and application orientation, but they should also strive for excellence. They must contribute significantly to research, publications, patents, and inventions. Mechanism of ranking: universities are graded and ranked on a metric of measures because their success cannot be quantified by a single metric. Research: most important indicator, the output, quality, and effect of research are all heavily weighted in most rankings. The AWU rates institutions purely on the basis of their research performance, whereas the NQs place a 60% and 20% weighting on research, respectively. Following the trend, NIRF gives research performance and professional practices a 30% weighting, RPP. On salaries and research, the total number of professors is not disclosed by NIRF, but among the information it publishes are the total expenditure on wages of teaching and non-teaching employees combined, as well as the total number of PhD students enrolled in each of the listed universities. The above two were used as a proxy for the size of a university in terms of faculty and research personnel, and they were compared to the research and professional practice (RPP) ranks, which are divided into 10 categories. A very disquieting trend in research. According to the NIRF 2020 ranking, the country's best university scored 92.16% on research performance. The score drastically declined to 60.52% for the 10th best university. Further down the list, the 20th and 50th top institutions received 50.32% and 28.69%, respectively. The RPP for the 100th best university dropped to 4.35%. It is not difficult to speculate on the state of the country's remaining 935 institutions. Trend in salaries: the results show unequivocally that, on average, the more the university's expenditure on salaries, the higher the university's ranking. Consider the following scenario. The average yearly salary spending for the top 10 institutions is 391.72 crore. The universities rated 41 to 50, on the other hand, were found to be spending only 119.64 crore on salaries. Those in the worst 91 to 100 places spent only 79.26 crore, as expected. This is also true in the case of research scholars. According to the data, the top 10 universities in the NIRF had an average of 2,627 research scholars, while those placed 41 to 50 only had 1,036 PhD students. The bottom 10 universities had no more than 165 research scholars, confirming the trend. The bigger the number of researchers, the higher the university RPP rankings. The evidence now backs up what we previously knew intuitively. Conclusion. The fund and faculty, two of the most ignored aspects, are crucial not just for research success but also for overall ranking, as the two are highly correlated. No country can afford a few islands of greatness surrounded by a sea of mediocrity, which would doom them to a life of perpetual inferiority. Improvement. To support research and the implementation of the National Education Policy 2020, education spending must be increased to 6% of GDP. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.